Hello, this is Dr. Eve Ruiz, owner of SpiritSpeaks MD YouTube channel, SpiritSpeaks on Facebook page, and you can also find me on Instagram. I am here to do the reading for the dates of February 25th through March 3rd. In the past, I used to start off this sequence with talking about some type of special but unusual sometimes holiday. Some people had suggested in my audience that I get right to the reading, and so I started to skip this part. However, it is making a cameo appearance right now because of the holiday that is going on the day that I am recording this for you. Today is actually February 23rd, is, let me get this right, National Banana Bread Day. I have a strong history with banana bread. It goes back apparently to when my mother used to go with my father to my father's parents' home. She would always bring, by special request from my grandfather, a home-baked banana cake. Now, she needed to make a milder version for him. However, we at home used to have fun, spilling cinnamon in, putting just the right amount of banana to make it juicy enough. We played with different recipes until we found just the one we liked. Then came my turn. Once I started doing the cake, I started adding different things. And I remember one year giving a creative idea to my grandmother. It was the banana cake with a cream cheese filling swirled through it and cranberries. I'm going to wrap up all this banana cake talk. Oh, by the way, this thing behind me is one of the things that I have made available to people who are interested in my baked goods. This is a banana cake molded to a sunflower shape and then was topped with melted toffee. And on top of that, some chips. A little bit about the timeline for banana bread. Thanks to refrigeration, transporting bananas to the U.S. became easier in the early 1900s. Money was so tight during the Great Depression that people refused to throw away rotten food, ushering in the era of overly ripe bananas in banana bread. I am so thankful to those first bananas who made it over, the people who brought them over, and to the others who created the recipes for banana bread. Now, to get to the card readings for February 25th through March 3rd. I have got the Soul's Journey lesson cards from James Van Praagh, beautifully illustrated by Charlotte Beckman. Listen for which message on which card applies to you. There may be more than one, but you'll know when you start pricking your ears up and get a stirring inside of you, either at your heart or at the level of your belly, you'll know this is for you. And those of you who are more seasoned psychics may pick up on subtler areas, nuanced areas, so that you know when spirit is moving you. The first card I have is empathy. Now, isn't that ironic, because it's this weekend that I am going to be posting on YouTube my video about the narcissist's empathy or lack thereof. And I recently got some really good material that I'm going to be putting on that episode. So, this card says, under empathy, I am open to seeing both sides of the situation. And I just wanted to show you how pretty the mandala is. It's just gorgeous. All right, so being open to seeing both sides of a situation. I was being shown with regard to narcissists in my life that when I am feeling like a victim, when I am being treated without empathy, I might not be the only one. I found out that another person that came into a situation with me was also being treated with a lack of empathy. And so while I was responding to her outbursts, emotional outbursts, anger, and lots of profanity, which I'm definitely not accustomed to, I was also beginning to understand that she had been manipulated by a narcissist too. So it is important when you are going through your day-to-day situations and someone starts just giving you the pricklies or exploding at you, it's important for you to hold off, listen, and process. You may not get all the processing done in that split second because there may be other needs. You may need to move the conversation on. You may need to stop that conversation. You may need to leave. You may need to get someone to leave. The important thing is to do it so that to wrap things up and move on to the next with continued processing in your mind so that you can actually see what may have been going on beneath the surface, beneath that outburst that came in your direction. Sometimes, many times, that outburst may have absolutely nothing actually to do with you. It's that a prior situation prompted it, and you are the convenient target at the receiving end. So, keep this in mind. Also keep in mind that those who are narcissistic and have conversations with you may lack empathy for you. For instance, the person that was in my scenario I just described, that person may lack empathy and therefore start using profanities or other words. The next one is perseverance. This one says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. This is very important, not in terms of the psychopathic or sociopathic mind, always in keeping now with the narcissistic theme, since I'm doing that other series. This is about doing what is for your highest good, doing the work involved in something, having the patience, and when things don't appear to be going your way in the moment, persevere, because for sure we know that things change. It just might not be obvious. We may have to persevere beyond the first chapter so that we can succeed by the third or fourth or 11th. Perseverance is the secret to doing whatever you set your mind to do. Third card, acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. It's true. While we can do what we set our minds to, there are still some things that are going to be beyond our control, and we will not be able to change them. So rather than focusing on those and getting stymied and into a helpless state of mind, simply release that to the universe. Give it back to them and say, this is what I am requesting. I know I cannot do this. Within your power, can you please help me to manifest the best situation possible in this area in which I have no control, to assist me in my goal with harm to none, and for the highest good. Okay. All right. So I am just about out of time, so I am going to quickly recap National Banana Bread Day. Partake with some nice sweet bananas and put whatever spices. I do different extracts, different spices when I'm in different moods. They all turn out wonderfully. The first card, empathy. Remember to use it, especially when it's challenging. And to realize that if others are not treating you empathically, they may have a deficiency, or they may be choosing not to because they're growing through their own lessons. Realize their limits and move on. Finally, acceptance. Learning to accept the things I cannot change. This one is something that we are learning for life, because we may think sometimes we have control over certain things, but in reality don't. What do we have control over? How we react, how we respond to those things. Rather than dwelling on them, we can move forward and upward. I wish for you the best of health. Please stay well. Be blessed. Still working on occupational therapy for my hand where I fell from washing window. And most importantly, please be your most wondrously shining, brilliant, with harm to none, and for the highest good of all, particularly for you, your own true self. Namaste.